Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, what's up? I'm sorry I'm late. Hi, 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 hi. I apologize for being tardy for the party, but when my husband is home, it is really hard to get work done. Thank you. Okay, y'all. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope y'all are having a really great day. Okay. We're going to get into the things, y'all. We got a cute little show. I shouldn't be here long. Okay. But, we'll be here for a sec. Yo. So I worked out yesterday. And I've been like an old lady working out lately. So like I've been walking and doing weight training, but I haven't really been doing any like, HIIT training, which is like, high intensity workouts. I haven't been doing any of those lately. And I finished the 25 and 25 challenge that I was doing, which was mostly just like doing weights and a little bit of cardio. And then I was, doing my little thing, right? It's like low impact. Girl, that bitch had us doing star jumps for a minute. I did star jumps for 45 seconds. And then after that, my lungs was like, wait a minute now. Who you thought we was? Like I had to sit down for a second. And then I got back into the rest of it. And I was able to get to the second round. Like I'm at least doing the highest intensity level of the workout. I just can't do it for the full minute. I was like, okay. I'm not in terrible shape, but it could be better. And then Kiara was in the comments and she was like, girl, I just did this shit this weekend. And I'm like, and you made it. And it's hard for you. You made it. So then that also made me feel like, you know what? That's great. That makes me feel better about myself. Okay. So yeah, y'all, sometimes you just gotta, just do it. Just do it. It's really the reason why, like for real though, is because when I get old, I still want to be able to move around, girl. I want to be one of them hot 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? I want to prolong this shit for as long as I possibly can. And I know the best way to do it is to keep moving. Okay? I'm where the old people be, bitch. Walking when the sun is setting because we're not crazy. All right, girl. They said it was 90 something degrees outside. Felt 100. That's what they said. They said it was like, it's going to feel between 100 and 115. And I'm like, oh, so we are in hell. That's what I thought. I'm really annoyed by the manifest destiny of them, like, basically putting us in hell. Cause that's what this feels like, y'all. It feels like hell with vacation time. You know what I'm saying? That's what this feels like when you really think about what we going through right now in the world. Because it is too fucking hot outside. And that is tied to the global warming. And the global warming is tied to the greed and the capitalism and the raping of the land and of the earth and polluting the air so that you can keep making money off of energy sources that pollute the environment and like overproducing food. So you're fucking with the animals and then you're like taking you're taking the seeds and the vegetables and the fruits and fucking with them. Now they all genetically modified and shit. Now you fucking with the pollen in the air. Now I can't stop sneezing. The world is a ghetto. And it feels like hell right now. I want to move. I always circle back around to, girl, we have got to get out this country. Ooh, but that's okay because Reset by Design Wellness is making that all even more feasible for us, okay? Because we are going on another trip. The link is down below in the description box. Come with us. Expose yourself to other places. Expose yourself to other cultures. Expose yourself to places that don't treat their citizens like hell minions. That they just wanna fuck over, and they really enjoying putting us through all of this. And that's another thing. Like, how many people are psychopaths? Because I feel like they psychopaths, right? But the people that put them in office that like this shit, they're psychopaths too. And I'm just like, oh my God, yes. Gary, Indiana, they online, the black man on there talking about we fucking up. We spending our money on the wrong shit. We should have got a generator. I'm like, learn from Louisiana. Learn from us. I'm saying that like my generator not sitting outside broke as we enter hurricane season. But I honestly feel like, girl, one more thing, and I'm just going to leave this motherfucker here and go on by. Okay? Y'all can have it. Sell it. I'm done with it. You can have everything in it. I don't fucking care. I'm tired, Lord. I'm tired. I'm living regular life like everybody else, y'all. I just want y'all to be clear on that. I've never been a content creator or influencer to make y'all think that I was up here, pretending and faking in front. No, bitch, I went to school. I worked 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? My life just not started to be easy. I still wake up every day like, oh my God, I don't have to go to work. I still do that, bitch. I have PTSD from the life that I have lived. Because, you look young, you're youthful, you're funny, right? Got all these talents. Come from a 2-parent household. Everybody thinks that your life was just, no, bitch, I worked hard. I worked hard, bitch. I worked hard. People did shit for me, but I still been working since I was 12 years old. Okay? Y'all know how on low down dirty shapes. I've been living on my own since I was 12 years old. Ain't nobody done shit for me. I saw my chances, I took them. Y'all know that's my fucking movie. Somebody sent me a girl that just be redoing the scenes and she looked just like Wayman low-key with the bone structure and the short hair. Oh, no, he didn't. Miss Peaches. Shame. Now, I told you, he is very sensitive about his hair. Yeah, he should be sensitive. Look like Woodstock went a little peroxide crazy. Oh, no. Okay. Don't go get your boxes into your buns just because you was cruising in your sleep last night and started speeding. I skipped the part. You said, you ain't seem to have a problem when you was running through your fingers through a sharpshooter. Listen, not a sharpshooter, bitch. All right, y'all, let's get into the show. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Wayman, it's not blood, it's wine. And for the best actress in a groovy nightclub drama, it's Wayman Harrington. Yo, it's my movie. Like, I watched this so much. You know how people talk about a movie that they can play in their head from beginning to end? That's one of the movies for me. That, and I've told y'all, 5 Hubbies. What's love got to do with it? I mean, know the movie down to the music that plays in the background. Okay? But no. Save your tears, honey. You've never had a chance. Coffee's good with cream, but better when it's black. Don't you ever call me again. And you, Mr. Coffee, if you want some steamed milk with your double espresso, I'm your man. But no, I'm sorry. I promise I'll call you. Shane, why did you do that? Do this favor for me. I'll call him and tell him it was a joke. That's fucked up. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. Let's get into the show. All right. Starting off here, because yesterday, we talked about K. Michelle and Kandi and this whole mean girl thing. I gave y'all my opinion on that. I feel like K. Michelle does have a right to feel how she feels about them people, but I also still don't agree that I think that Kandi is a mean girl. Okay? I think sometimes you can be friends with bitches that are meaner than you. Okay, like that just can be how that is. All right. Either way, I do like the fact that now Kandi is in a place in her life where she's like, bitch, okay, fine. I'll be that. I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the mean girl. Fuck it. I'm here for that. I like that type of energy. So K. Michelle was on the internet and Kempire was like, in all fairness, I don't think K. Michelle was calling Kandi a mean girl. She was calling her friends. And K. Michelle said, not your mean self being fair. You are absolutely right. I've been calling the same 2 girls mean for years. We love to play on insinuation and semantics around here, I see. K. Michelle, somebody, the Real Housewives of Atlanta Talk said, Candy responds to K. Michelle calling her a mean girl via the Big Tigger Show. K. Michelle says, actually, I didn't say that, but that lady did say you were Tigger's side piece. I mean, it was insinuated, Kay. Why you had to go like that? But why we had to go, okay? Like, damn. Every time she asks somebody a question, they throwing that shit at her. See how a nigga could fuck some shit up for you? See how you can't be fucking with some of these niggas because they will fuck some shit up for you? Do you see what I'm talking about right now? Cause like you thought you were just taking a job. Yeah, this is messy. At the end of the day, I feel like people acting like you didn't insinuate that it was also Candy, because she said, I'm going to see Candy. That was the name that was said. And, you know, you said it was the Mean Girl Clique, the Mean Girls of Atlanta. You never really put a specific name on it. We just know the history. We know what the fuck is going on. So we know Candy is just like a, you know, by default in the situation type of situation. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but Candy did insinuate that things probably have happened behind the scenes. If you mean to me, bitch, I mean to you. Okay? And yeah, that's that on that. I told y'all, you can't trust male-centered women a lot of the time. Some people just have like integrity. I think Candy has integrity. I haven't seen anybody prove otherwise. Okay? But they still be very male-centered. And again, that goes back to their generation and being raised the way they were. That's why when I point out Gen X, that's what I mean. Not to say that every single person that's Gen X is the same way, but this does come from a mindset that was very prevalent during their formative years, the way they think about themselves, the way they think about men, the way they think about purity standards and all of that. Like the way they're willing to self-sacrifice, the people they're willing to listen to and not listen to. Male-centered meaning that I'm going to believe the man before I believe the woman, even though I am a woman and have probably been victim of the same things that this woman has been victim of. I would rather act as if it's not a normal occurrence. And I would just do what's best for me. And that's to go along with what the man is saying. That's what's easiest for me. That's what most people are doing. That's what I'm really starting to realize that, and I need to try to have more empathy when I have these conversations, because I really just be wanting to cuss y'all hoes out. But a lot of this puritanical shit, your Takara Williams, your Sarah Fontenot, your Cheyenne Bryants and all of that. A lot of that is women who refuse to place blame where it actually needs to go. They are aware of how men can be because they've been harmed by them, but they would much rather project that shit out onto women and make that women's responsibility. It is not a woman's responsibility to be living her life for what a man would want, or even thinking about comparing themselves to a man. Like nobody, like that's just ridiculous at this point. It's 2026, bitch. It's not 1996. It's not 1986. Those ways of thinking that y'all have been proven to not really work, and y'all refuse to like accept new information. But it really is the same thing. Y'all are the ones still being harmed by these niggas because y'all trust these niggas. Y'all look at women like myself who don't trust these men out here, and something is wrong with us. We must hate men. We must didn't have good daddies and all of this other bullshit and all of that. Oh, you was hurt. No, bitch, I have sense. I have good sense. And my good sense and discernment makes me be able to see weird ass niggas from a mile away, from the smallest of things. I'm rolling with it. I'm fucking with it. I like my discernment. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's weird out here, y'all. But the women are male centered. And that means that they are not good to other women. They're not. And it's sad. Speaking, girl, let's go over to some more housewives shit, bitch. Let me tell y'all something. Somebody put the clip in there for me. Thank you. But let's go ahead and listen to what Claudia Jordan had to say. Y'all know I like me some Claudia.
Revealed on Monday Night Live that Portia and Kelly dated the same guy. That was the beginning of their issue. Claudia Jordan, what would you like to add on to that? Why are you looking like that?
I'm sorry, y'all. Let me try to find another clip of this because let me find another clip because that music is probably gonna get me fucked up. What the fuck is on it? I always want to put some music on some shit. Jesus Christ, just let the clip play.
Claudia.
Kelly.
That's not it.
Hey, Claudia T.
Is that it? No, that's not it.
Always had beef.
And is he fine, girl? Is he fine?
He's cool as hell.
He's very nice.
This a piece of it.
You know who he is, because he be bailing your girl out of jail.
Claudia Jordan explains her one-sided beef with Portia. It's not a one-sided beef. Like, I hate when y'all frame things like this because you want to make somebody look like they're a fucking weirdo. No, she has character traits that I don't respect. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Y'all are weird.
When she gets mugshots taken. Okay, that's one. He was around. He be bailing your girl out.
So what she was explaining in this portion is that Kelly and Portia were dating the same man, not at the same time, but he is a ride or die for Portia and has been consistently in her life from Cordell up until she married Dennis's daddy. A nigga that's been in the background. Okay? Then Kelly started dating him. Kelly, at some point, was on the phone with him, and because Claudia's friends with this guy. Claudia is friends with him, the man, whoever the man is. The man called Claudia with her on the phone. That's how she found out that they was together. Then Claudia gives us the backstory of way back in the day when she first met Portia through this man. And Portia is being the person that a lot of us know that she is.
To jail when she gets mugshots taken. Okay, that's one. He was around since Cordell. Matter of fact, when I met Portia, he invited me to lunch and to dinner, and I met her. She was a sweet girl, fresh out of getting out of the divorce, and I was introduced to her as she was his girlfriend. So imagine my surprise when we went out that night, and his other rich friend comes, and Portia says, "I need to get that." So that was my first issue with her, because if my friend I'm introduced to you as my friend's girl, and you go behind his, to me, you're telling me you want to step on my boy. I'm looking at you crazy. And I've always looked at her sideways since then. So there's your origin story, ladies and gentlemen. I lost respect. If I meet just someone that Dustin's dating, right? And he introduced me to his man or whatever. And then in that same night when we're out, his man's see somebody else rich and it's "Oh, I'm gonna go get that." I'm not I don't look at you crazy now. Because how dare you tell me you about the shit on my person that I fuck with, that I'm friends with. Okay, that's number one. Number two, this is a guy that has had her back for a very long time and played the back for a very long time. He was around for a lot of the stuff. Go naked hair, investors, hooking up with people that cards me. I'm giving y'all everything tonight. Y'all can be mad at me all you want. I don't give a fuck, because it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And like I said at that reunion, if you think this is defamation and I'm lying, file a lawsuit. Okay? But you can't. So anyways, the guy he's had her back for a very long time. But, when she went and got married to Simon, all that, whatever, I think that maybe caused a little bit of a rift. And I don't know where they are right now. But there was a time where Kelly and him were kicking it, because they called me one time and said hi. And that's how I got introduced to her.
The guy and Kelly called you.
Yeah, and they said, "What's up?" And there was no shade. There was no talking about Portia. Her name was not even mentioned. There was not. I will say this. He don't be out there trashing Portia like that. He wasn't. And I thought she was cool. That he just said, "What's up?" When she said, "What's up?" Whatever. Me and Kelly do not be talking all the time like that. It was a couple DMs about what we say in the show. It wasn't no feeding her info, her feeding me info. It has been none of that. Except today, there was a little contact today where she told me a couple of things. She actually did pay Phaedra's law firm some money, so it wasn't all free.
Okay.
But she did say Phaedra did the work pro bono, but the company. Oh, sorry, was I supposed to say that? Anyways, she did give her 10 racks. So I like the truth to be out, because I think when people be like, "Oh, you was broke and she did it for free for you," you should shut the fuck up. No. What else do you want to know about the guy? He's cool people.
Yeah, I think yeah.
A lot of people rock with him. He's cool people. He's the connect to a lot of people with money. A lot of people know him. He knows everyone that got bread. Yeah, he does. And he's definitely had Pea's back for a very long time. He's never trashed her to me. He's not like a methy. He's not a bitch like that. He's just not. He's never trashed. So I want you to know that, Portia, that he's able to be friends with multiple people that rock with you and don't, without being a messy person. Like, he's not like that. I just know a lot of things from him, and like just from, I'm very observant, and I know people in that circle as well. He introduced me to people in Nigeria that actually gave me tea that I put on the show. That wasn't his fault. He introduced me and I was on my own after that. You know what I'm saying? But as you know, and I think it has been proven more than once, that my tea don't be fake. It just be early. I like black tea, English breakfast. It's very good.
I like English breakfast too.
It's great.
It's the coffee of teas.
Dustin, is there anything you want to add before?
All right. I'm going to pretty much leave it right there. Okay. So, yeah, Portia and Kelly apparently dated the same guy. And I think Claudia was saying that that's the reason, like, that might be because that's what Kelly was insinuating on the reunion. Like, that's the reason why you really don't like me. That name that they were saying, the name that they were talking about on a reunion show that they kept bleeping out, that's this person that Claudia is talking about. I see a lot of y'all in the comments. Hey, if you don't see anything wrong with that, that's perfectly fine. I do believe y'all are a tad bit like full of shit. I think y'all just want to defend Portia, because ultimately you wouldn't like if somebody did that to you. You wouldn't like if you went on a date with a person and introduced them to your friend, and then somebody else walks in and they say in front of your friend that they got to get that other person. It's not that it's not okay for Portia to be dating multiple people. And you know that. But several of y'all are in the comments being willfully obtuse about the situation. And I feel like that's really just because y'all want to, defend Portia. And that's your business. But ultimately, I feel like it doesn't come off like a one-sided beef the way y'all are making it seem. A lot of people feel like because Claudia has this history with Portia and she doesn't like Portia, that means that she shouldn't review the show because she's biased. I think everybody is a weirdo, ultimately, because by that standard, you shouldn't be saying anything about the show either because you really love her and you're biased as well. And a whole bunch of people who are biased and love Portia make videos and make content. I don't know why y'all don't go watch them when it comes to that. Y'all just stay in my comments talking to me crazy. It's interesting. Anyway, either way, I feel like that's, in line with the character flaws that Portia has. That's in line with that to me. But I know a lot of y'all don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Who cares if you're disrespectful to people who are kind to you? Who cares if you do like weird, grimy shit behind people's back? Who cares, right? So if it happens to you guys who think that everything like that is fine, you know what I'm saying? Then I hope you guys wouldn't be upset about it and you'll just take it on the chin. But yeah, girl, Claudia was, spilling tea down to the Carlos King show about that relationship. And that's all, not surprising at all. Portia sharing dick with another person on the cast. It's not a shocker. All right, let's move on. So, girl, Tara was on a podcast with Jamila T. Davis. Y'all, I don't know what it is. Ever since I saw that episode of Trap Queens with Jamila T. Davis, I have such an affinity for that lady. I don't know what it is. But when I saw her in this clip, I was like, come on, Jamila T. Davis. Her name is so just such a gangster person. Like, I have never in my life wanted a criminal to get out of harm's way before, like, bitch, please get out of jail. Okay, I love Jamila T. Davis. I even feel like her name is just like, girl, you were supposed to be some type of queen pin with a name like that. Jamila T. Davis. You know what I mean? So honestly, partially the reason why I'm even talking about this is because I just like Jamila T. Davis. But also because Peter Guns is in the comments, and I detest stupidity. Let's listen to Tara, and then we'll talk about Peter being in the comments.
I was national TV, found out the person that you love the most wakes up and marries someone else, and everybody blames you. It must be your fault, and there's no right in it. If you go left, if you go right, it's all wrong. And honestly, it's about maneuvering through it, and that's all you can do. Now I own it. It happened. It's not the end of the world, and we're moving on. I'm using the story to help empower, educate other women.
That's what's up. And that's really what it's all about. Really understanding that you are your greatest asset, right? Loving yourself more so you're not putting somebody else before you. So if somebody doesn't honor you, somebody doesn't respect you, if somebody doesn't love you, it's okay to break free and say, you know what? Do you, baby? Because I love me more.
Love me some Jamila T. Davis, bitch. They're on Fox Soul now. Y'all. That's what this is from, Fox Soul. Peter is in the comments, and Peter said, I found God. That's what Peter said. Peter said, I found God. I don't know why anybody would believe that. I don't know what that would mean for a man like Peter. Are you now trustworthy? Are you now not a liar? Are you now not a cheater? Are you making enough money to make you feel good about yourself so that you don't have to do demeaning, fucked up things to the women you're in relationships with in order to feel better about yourself? Because that's a lot of the shit that you were doing. You were like low-key trying to pimp while being a bum on Tara's sofa and trying to get money and pimp off Amina, but you end up really being fond of Amina because essentially you can't be a gorilla pimp because that's just not who you are, but you be trying to be. Because you lie. You're a Romeo pimp, more so, right? But I tell y'all about these New York niggas, but niggas, period, that want to be managers to women, that is pimping them. If you are having sex with the woman that you're managing, that's a legal form of pimping as far as I'm concerned. And I feel like I need women to see that. I need you to see what's happening so you can understand that this person has ulterior motives. They're not just there because they love you. They're there because they want to use you. And just because they may enjoy your energy or like having sex with you, it doesn't mean they love you. Love is not just a feeling. It's an action. It's how you treat people. It's how you care about them. It's how you honor them. It's how you respect them. It's how you choose not to be harmful. And men like Peter Guns make choices. They choose to be harmful. They choose to lie. They choose to go back and forth between the women with no condoms on, impregnating everybody, knowing they have no money to really take care of these women or these children, lying to them about what's really going on and how they feel and how he feels so that he can manipulate them and get what he wants out of them and then leave them with children and no real help and no money. What Cardi said? All you're doing is leaving them with babies. And babies are beautiful, but they are a dependent that you are not supposed to be making money off of. Just so we're clear. The thing that was most alarming about Peter Gunn saying that he found God was the people in the comments. Let's see. One comment from a woman named Linda. Okay. Linda said, wish you grace as you push forward. As if he hasn't gotten enough grace. As if he hasn't gotten enough grace from the women that allowed him to keep going back and forth between them for years, much longer than they want to admit to us. But if you ask me, Tara and Peter was still fucking the last time they did a reality show with the three of them on it. Just Me T said, I love that for you. Because y'all believe that that can be true. You know, you have to give people grace. This is how y'all end up taking fuck niggas back over and over and over again, because you require no real proof. They can just say it and you believe it. They can just say it and you pat them on the back like they're a child or a toddler that needs to be, congratulated before they even do the fucking thing. Yeah, that's how y'all be. Somebody said, I remember, I knew you was hurt. You gave that man your life. God had a different plan for you, sis. That's because you're not supposed to be giving your life to anybody. You're not. Your life is supposed to be for you. Surprise. Shocker. Unpopular opinion, bitch. Your life is supposed to be about you. Shocker. Okay? That sends a shock across the airwaves. The women didn't know. They had no idea that they were given all of the same tools of life so that they could be at the center of their existence. They didn't feel they were worthy of that spot, so they replaced it with men, objects, deities, addictions. What a sad story. Anyway, y'all, I'm praying for Tara. I hope that she has finally got off of Peter's dick. I know that was a terrible drug to be addicted to. Speaking of terrible drugs to be addicted to, let's go over to Blueface and Nevaeh, because as we reported yesterday, they had their baby. She went into labor. Okay. I don't know how far along she was, but it felt like you went into early labor because somebody stressed you out until you went into labor. That's what it seemed like to me when she was standing outside screaming and howling, and then a couple of days later your ass is in labor. Was she due? The fact that y'all be wanting y'all babies to bond with weird ass niggas that might be pedophiles, I don't know.
Get some of that chocolate milk. You like you like chocolate milk.
Is he trying to make the baby suck his nipple?
I don't give a fuck what you ask me. Get out of here. Motherfucker ass, man. Come on.
Baby alone.
You don't want that white shit. You want some chocolate milk. Yeah?
I don't know. I guess it's cold in there. So they made him take the shirt off so he could bond with the baby, and he has on her robe. Just 2 days before giving birth, Nevaeh and Blueface celebrated their son with a cowboy-themed baby shower. But before they could even get to the celebration, Krishan Rock was already in the mix. After Blueface reportedly spent the night with Krishan, she pulled up to his house just minutes before he and Nevaeh were supposed to leave for the shower. Things got so heated that Nevaeh was seen grabbing a knife while confronting the situation. Despite all the drama, Blueface and Nevaeh still made it to their baby shower and celebrated their little one. But baby, the night still wasn't over. After the shower, Blueface linked back up with Krishan, and hours later, she ended up involved in a street brawl while Blueface was nearby watching the chaos unfold. Then came the plot twist nobody needed. The very next day, Nevaeh went into labor while Blueface was with Krishan again. Nevaeh called Blueface and told him she was having contractions about 2 minutes apart and was at the hospital by herself. Blueface eventually made his way to the hospital, but not before finishing his trip to drop Krishan off at the airport first. Now, after one baby shower, Krishan pulling up, a knife being grabbed, a street fight, an airport run in labor, Blueface and Nevaeh have welcomed their son. Congrats. I think it's sad. I think it's really, really sad. And then this is giving family of child neglect and child abuse. That's what it's giving. It's giving a whole bunch of fucking child abuse, y'all. Blueface dad celebrating the arrival of baby Porter Jr., Jonathan Porter, aka Papa Blue, shared a video montage to Instagram highlighting the newest addition to the family. The post also featured throwback moments from 29 years ago when Jonathan held his famous son, Blueface, shortly after he was born. He captioned the post, "Baby Porter Jr. has arrived, y'all, 8/18. He came out packing too." Why is that something you would need to say? Why is that something why would you need to reference a child's genitalia, especially when people are questioning if your son is a pedophile because of the way he's over there dealing with Nevaeh's son? That's what they saying, girl. I don't know. But they said there's a whole compilation video of him being inappropriate with that child. And I don't know why y'all just allow for these things to happen and there's nothing being done about it. That's crazy. Blueface welcomed his newborn son with girlfriend Nevaeh Akira, who is a mom of 2 now and has another son from a previous relationship. The rapper is also a father to a son and daughter with Jaden Alexis, as well as another son with Krishan Rock. However, Blueface has denied that Krishan's son is actually his more than once. I don't know why he had to mention that child's genitalia. I really want somebody to call CP. Like, these people shouldn't have custody of children. None of them should have custody of children. I'm going to keep saying it. None of them should have custody of children. And I'm really annoyed by the fact that this is being showcased to so many young, degenerate people who are easily impressionable and their brains are malleable and they're already living in these types of fucked up situations. So this type of stuff tells them, what did Young Thug say? Fame. Fame is everything. This is the type of shit we talking about because they put this shit on blast for fame, for money. That's their family. That's a fucking baby, bitch. As much as everybody likes to act like, oh, they just always doing everything. That's a fucking baby, bruh. They just brought a baby into that situation. We as grown adult people could barely sit there listening to the way them people was going back and forth. Now a baby's going to have to grow up in that environment along with the other children that are already being ruined in this environment. And we all just supposed to watch it and act like it's entertaining. It's upsetting. I pray for the children because it's not their fault and they don't ask to be here. And money doesn't mean they're going to be okay. And who knows if these niggas will even still have their money by the time these children get into high school. I know they said Blueface is doing really well and all of that, but you could be doing well and then end up in jail. So there's that. And sometimes when you go to jail, they take all your money. So y'all, Khaotic got out of jail on bond, y'all, and he's rejoicing like he got off on the charges. Listen, rapper and Love and Hip Hop star Khaotic 305 celebrated getting out of jail on bond and also thanked his anointed attorney, Phaedra Parks. He was arrested July 6th in Miami-Dade County on an out-of-state fugitive warrant. Then he was extradited to Georgia and booked into the Fulton County Jail on August 5th, facing a charge of aggravated sexual battery from an alleged 2025 incident in Atlanta, where he was sticking his fingers where he wasn't supposed to go. He was just released last week after posting a $100,000 surety bond secured by Real Housewives of Atlanta star and attorney Phaedra Parks, pending a pre-indictment hearing. The case isn't won yet, but this is a win for Khaotic. Guess Phaedra can add this to her resume. She and Pinky were going back and forth about at the reunion. Getting somebody out on bond is not a win. Let's everybody calm the fuck down. To be very honest, it seems easy if you got enough money to get niggas out of jail. Like they got niggas that was accused of child rape and they'll be like, bond, pay it 10%, get him out of jail. So, it's not an actual win. It's a win for Khaotic because he doesn't have to be in jail anymore, right? And if he didn't do this, that's great, right? If this is all a lie, that's great. I don't have high hopes that it is though. And that's just because, y'all, I'm sorry. I know Khaotic is very likable and all of that, but they play too much over there. I told y'all, people that play too much, all of them skit niggas and all of that, yeah, I don't trust none of them people. Because what I've understood is that when people play too much, a lot of times they really be fucked up people, but they like to play with reality, so you don't know whether they playing or not. I was just having a conversation, about how y'all think shit is jokes and all that. I'm like, why do y'all think that jokes don't come from a real place? As somebody that actually has sat down to write them, people are not coming up with jokes out of thin air. Jokes are made based off of your feelings and your worldview, how you see the world, how you feel about the world around you. Jokes are not just fucking jokes. I don't know where y'all get that from, how you don't understand what you find funny is connected to your psychology, how you think, what's funny. Like, I don't even understand how y'all don't understand this. Jokes are never just jokes. I don't know why people continue to think like that. It's never just a joke. There's always some truth to it. Hey, Diva. And so when niggas that play and do them skits where you don't know whether it's real or whether it's fake, and he's had skits where he been fighting with women in cars and all of that type of shit, I'm like, yeah, I can't get jiggy with that because y'all play too much. Everybody think it's a game and it's a joke until one day the nigga actually do the shit to somebody. And she thought it was just a joke. She thought he was just playing. Now you got a case. Those things are connected to me. So yeah, I if he didn't do this though, because I'm still leaving room for that. Again, I am a logical person. It could be a lie. It could be some bullshit. It could be a misunderstanding. More than likely, he probably did what the girl said he did because niggas be entitled and feel like if a woman is sitting in a car or a woman is around them drinking a bottle, she owes them something and they can just touch and take without any real reverence for how the woman feels. A lot of y'all feel like that. A lot of y'all feel like that. A lot of y'all feel like that. Thank you, Graduated Thought. Oh my God, it's a unicorn in the chat. I love it. Thank you. Be lacking boundaries and frame it as jokes. Yes. Yes. And when they play like that, you know what I'm saying? And then somebody in the comments, Pinky said, win a case. Another case won. No, bitch, this is not, the case was not won. See what we talking about? Y'all just, oh my God, like there's a disconnect happening. He got out on bond. As if that means he didn't do it. And why the fuck are y'all like, yay, Phaedra got a man off on sticking his fingers in a woman's coochie? Like, ain't like it's some like real righteous shit. Lord have mercy. Like David, I think that was that little boy's name. Also, the aristocrats is a typology of putting degradation. It was a degradation. Should I get your words right? In your face under the guise of comedy. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's what I'm always talking about. And how it lowers people's standards. It makes you think that all of that laughing at all of that gross shit, over sexualized, weird ass shit. Yo, speaking of, y'all, I'm about to deter from my rundown for a second. Because y'all know we watching Married at First. I haven't been reviewing the show because y'all, girl, when the girls want me to talk about it on OLFP, if we ever have time, then we'll talk about it then. But I don't want to review the show. I'm going to just keep it a buck. I'm keeping up with it and I'm watching it so I can know what's going on and so I can have these like lackadaisical conversations with y'all. But ultimately, like, the shit is bullshit. This shit is mad bullshit. And I just can't get jiggy with that shit. Hold up. Where my phone at? Because there's a video. Hold up. Matter of fact, I ain't even got to do that. Mecca. There's a video of Mecca and his daddy. And the type of content that Mecca is making reminds me of content that is meant to desensitize you, right? And that's to like blur boundaries, to make you uncomfortable. And those types of things are a setup for you to be assaulted and abused. It is. Yes, exactly like Corey Holcomb. Exactly like Corey Holcomb. I'm really trying really hard not to talk about that situation because I mentioned it on Instagram and it has been posted. Now, actually, this is how you know. I had to block Takara because she pissing me off. And I don't want to, and she's pissing me off because I hate when people are really going through something in real life that's fucked up. And instead of placing the blame and their energy where it's supposed to go, they put it in other misdirected places. And it's really an extension of their own shame and guilt behind something that's really not their fucking fault. But I don't want to victim blame, right? Because that's not the intention ever. But I do want to continue to bring to y'all attention that the more male-centered and male-identified y'all are, the more y'all have a lack of discernment when it comes to men that you really should understand that they cannot be trusted because they say things and you think it's a joke. And so you trust them and then they harm you. And I'm like, I don't take anything as just a joke. I understand abuse. I don't take things as just jokes. Because the things you joke about, let me know where your barometer for fucked up shit is at. Like, that lets me know a lot. I want y'all to guard your loins. I also want y'all to tip y'all content creator because y'all know it be hard out here for a bitch that give y'all content that the people don't want to put ads on sometimes. And really what that means is we just don't want to pay you, but we going to put ads all up and through your fucking videos. Yeah, they do that to me sometimes. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for being here. Hype me up, tip me, do the things, okay? So this is what I saw on TikTok with Mecca. Let me see, is this one?
What's up, son? How you doing? Glad you're getting that hygiene in. That's good, son. Good shit. Oh, God.
Yo.
Oh, God.
I'm brushing my teeth. You couldn't wait?
Son, if we was in prison, we have to do everything in the bathroom. You better be glad this ain't a dookie.
This is not prison. This is our house.
Man, we always in prison. The man could put us in prison for anything, for brushing our teeth. The man could put us in prison for brushing our teeth, son.
Here we go.
It's a skit. But it's the type of stuff he probably actually deals with his dad. Yeah, his father's the educator. We're gonna go down a rabbit hole. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Like, he actually cut my hair this time. Like, we don't need to have no long drawn out conversations about no weird stuff.
Bro, first of all, who you talking to, bro? I'm not one of your friends. Second of all, which hair you talking about?
See, bro, this is what I'm talking about.
No, I'm serious.
The hair on my head and my facial hair.
Okay, there's hair up there, and then there's hair down there.
Hey, yo.
Bro, you gotta cut the hair down there, bro.
So a lot of people don't understand, and this is why I ain't letting up on some people. Because sometimes sexual assault is this type of shit. Do you see how we're watching this and we're all really uncomfortable? That feeling that we're all feeling watching this, because if it was us in his shoes, we would be grossed out and disgusted. That is assault. Okay? In real life, you know what I'm saying? Like, we on the internet. But him doing that to him in that man, that's assault, y'all. Because it's the lowering of boundaries. It's grooming. It's grooming. Let me be more specific. It's grooming. I also feel like him using the bathroom and all of that, like you're like exposing yourself in front of him without his consent and against his wishes. That is considered sexual assault. A lot of people don't, you know what I'm saying? You might want to say it's harassment, but revealing revealing your parts to people against their consent is an assault on their eyes. Assault doesn't always mean touching people. Assault doesn't always mean physical contact. But it just means how you have used your extremities to make someone feel uncomfortable in a sexual manner. That's a lot of times with this type of shit being done like between a parent and a child, yeah, y'all, that's incest. This type of shit is incestuous.
I know what that is, but
you don't manscape. You don't, bro.
I didn't say all that.
All of this bro shit. Why do you keep talking to him, bro, but then I'm not one of your little friends? Yeah, flashing in public. Get you on the sex offender list. I'm like, I don't understand why everybody be acting like y'all don't understand exposing yourself to somebody is a huge violation.
Like
Yes,
you got
violating
Lil
a
Wayne in
boundary.
between your
Yes.
legs down there. It's probably bushy and all that, bro. You should let me hook you up, bro.
No.
Come on, man. Let me just I put parts in mine. Like, Jerry.
Why are you why do y'all find it even funny or something to make content out of? To me, y'all know how people, oh, it's just a skit. No, it's not. It's showing you how they don't see how fucked up this is. They don't see that this is fully insinuating that this man may have molested his child. That is what it insinuates when a father repeatedly makes reference to his son's penis. He did it on the reality show. He said the boy was on hard on when he was standing up there at the altar.
Why gives you the cheekers? Ooh, cheekers for the weak. Cheekers for the weak.
She's just cautious.
If she gives you the tongue, she's sprung. Ooh. Do a breath take. We heard that. Hello. Hey, my name is. Tell that we're gonna get along. Once you get a time.
Not yet.
The real kids over there. The lack and fear of communication comes from you not knowing the answers. Things I've been concerned about, you know? If you don't like you, ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? And I guarantee you, you'll be.
This nigga is gross, and I think that people don't really see it. I just want y'all to see some clips of him.
Not the cheeks already. Yeah, you seen how.
I could feel it in the air. I could hear it in your voice. I was trying to see if anybody was talking about him being an educator, him being somebody's motherfucking principal somewhere. Let's see. Mecca's dad is a principal. He's a principal.
She looked a little flustered when she came up there. You clearly had an erection up there. But no, I did not.
Y'all, and this is why like sex education is important. Sex education is really important in school, even though y'all are so worried about, oh my God, I don't want people to teach they need to understand these things. This is a part of sex education in school, is understanding this type of grooming. Because this is how adult men groom young men. They will mention having sex with women. Like men who are actual PDFs, what they will do is they will show a young boy women to get them turned on. Then they will make a move on them. So get them turned on by showing them pictures, videos, magazines of a woman. And then once they're turned on, do something to them. That is how that grooming happens. So when he's constantly talking about what his son needs to be doing sexually, that to me reminds me of that type of thing. It is extremely problematic. And this is something that a lot of black men do to young boys, and y'all wonder why they're freaked out. It's because they're freaked out old men that are predatory, that want to ruin these young men. Y'all don't even realize how vitriolic it is. But to me, when your dad does shit like that, I know you feel like he loves you because he raised you. No, he wanted a victim. He needed to have a victim. You were his victim. A lot of times men like to act as if they're being a father figure or a parent, and really they are making a child a victim. It's also a way to implant the seed of mistrust of women into young boys' minds, which is another thing grown men love to do. They love to plant the seed that you can't trust women, and that starts with their moms. That's why you see a whole bunch of raggedy ass niggas telling their children not to trust their moms. Meanwhile, y'all consistently worried about whether a woman is making a man look bad. It's terrible. Yeah. And then y'all saw the way he was talking to Bella, right? So we already heard him say that she's more into him than he's into her, which is a surefire insecure thing. To me, what I've noticed is that when people go out of their way to put you down in order to lift themselves up when you're trying to be in a relationship with them. You like them, you think the world of them. So when they say something like that to you, you like, why is this a competition? I am bigging you up. Why do I feel like you need to put me down as if I'm not already bigging you up? And it is because they need to make you feel bad in order for them to feel good. They don't feel good when you big them up. They only feel good when you feel bad. That's a part of it. That's why he had to say, yeah, I wasn't really attracted to Bella either. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you weren't attracted to her. And if you weren't attracted to her, it's not because she's not beautiful or because she's out of your league like the way you tried to make it. See, sometimes I feel like it's when I be talking about men be trying to like do the Jedi mind trick on women. So they'll use things that women do against women to act as if, oh, I'm just being like the women are. When really you're being vitriolic. You're being hostile. You're not just, oh, I'm just trying to be fair. No, that's not what it is. You're trying to find a way to manipulate or abuse or harm or get over on or feel better about yourself by doing all of those things. But this is what I mean. You obviously don't feel good about yourself. And so you had to make her feel less than by comparing yourself to her. You don't really want to be in a relationship with her. You just want to have her so you can demean her, so you can make yourself feel better. In fact, doing the same shit that your dad did to you. Because I feel like your dad wanted custody of you for that fact. But women will have an attitude towards men like, I only want to fuck with men that I'm attracted to. And that's because women have been forced to be with men they're not attracted to. So if a woman is like, I only want to be with a man that I'm attracted to, a man will then turn around and hear women make those statements, feel a way about it, and use it against the woman. Like, yeah, you're attractive, but were you attractive enough for me? As if they work the same way that women work. Y'all know it takes a little bit more for a woman to be attracted to a man a lot of the times. Like it's not always just a look, right? Men are, if the woman is physically attractive, they are usually going to be attracted to her. It doesn't require anything else. Is she physically attractive? That's all men will care about. Women, it's not the same way. It has to be other shit sometimes. Usually us being fucked up in some type of way and creating an image. But mostly, it's not just because of how a man looks that women are into them, right? Because women be with some of the ugliest fucking niggas, okay? And not to say that men don't, but the point still remains that men will be attracted to anything. Men will be attracted to anything. It's about the physical form. It's not about anything deeper. So when he makes it seem as if she wasn't attractive enough for him, I'm like, you're full of shit. You either don't really like women, right? And I hate to sound like that because I know that's like a thing for women to be like, oh, if you don't like me, you gay. No. It's not that if you don't like her, oh, that means you gay. No, it's the way you said it. Like, oh, you're not cute enough for me. What the fuck are you talking about, nigga? You're not that cute. You're not that cute. Do you think you that cute because you light skinned and you got your nails polished and you got a little razzle dazzle going on? You must think you cuter than you actually are. There was no reason to say that to that lady. You had already told her that you weren't into her as much as she was into you. There was no need to continue to drive that home. You wanted to make her feel bad. And you did it in front of everybody in such a lackadaisical way as a way to do it without her actually being able to punch back at you in the moment. It's a way to harm somebody without actually having to be held accountable for what you did because you'll frame it like it wasn't meant that way. And I really get tired of motherfuckers trying to play people and acting like that's not what they doing. Yeah, he's trying to neg her. Yes. He's trying to neg her into self-abandoning. And it's just, girl. It's annoying. Anyway, that's why I didn't want to review that shit. Because I'm like, y'all not about to, like, every time it's the same thing. And I know y'all like Sean. I don't like Sean. I'm sorry. I know niggas like Sean. I don't like Sean. I've seen niggas like Sean. I don't trust niggas like Sean. That's the oh, I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. But you're not really a good guy. You're insecure. You're slightly gross. And then you like to get mad and indignant and start going off on them out whenever a woman rejects you for being repulsive. And you're like purposefully being repulsive. Like not fucking showering before you got in that bed, wiping your fucking head off with a towel. What the fuck was that? Then whenever y'all did whatever y'all did and you ran out that fucking bedroom with your dick out, I really was like, oh, you are. Because your self-esteem has to be very low when you do things like that to me, because you want somebody to see you. Like you want somebody to think you got a big dick. You want somebody to see you finally got the coochie. Like, no, people were saying that they liked Sean because they felt like they had turned a new leaf. And I'm like, that's not what happened. He had to get her drunk. I'm sorry, y'all. He had to get her drunk. Nobody in here like Sean. Thank God. Thank God. These are my people in here. That's why. But I feel like I don't like it. And the Asian girl, even though she was right when she said, I don't feel like you attracted to him, it wasn't being said in a way that was to support Nikki. It wasn't meant to support Nikki. It was meant to be a judgment of her. You're fake. You're not real. When at the end of the day, that lady is being coerced by the show, by the production, and by Sean to have sexual contact with a man she's not really that comfortable with. Y'all will act like this is not coercion. In my opinion, even though she signed up to be on this show and she's agreeing to these things, the environment and the pressure that's being put on her, and then, oh, let me take you out on a date, and then we drink, and then, we do something. And that's kind of being you. See, I'm good. See, I'm not bad. See, I'm not a mean girl. See, I can like a man that I'm not really attracted to. See, I still had sex. I still did something. It was a good time. I liked it. See. And I feel like she's going to regret it because he's going to turn around and throw that shit in her face in some type of way. The way he ran out that room with his dick out was a violation to me because it was meant to show y'all, see, she wanted my dick. She was acting like she ain't like me. See, she wanted it. She liked it. On some level, it is you didn't want me. So now I'm going to resent you. Play the long game. I'm going to try to work you until you like me. And then when you like me, I'm going to treat you like shit because you thought you were better than me, bitch. That is all I see. And I don't want my pressure to be up. Like I lackadaisically watch it when I be playing The Sims. Y'all, I think I might try again. I tried last year to start my Twitch and played The Sims and shit, but I didn't get a lot of people, so I just decided to stop. But I know how social media goes. You have to keep trying and keep doing the shit and keep doing the shit. So I'm probably going to start making content out of my Sim shit just for fun and to see if I can actually pick something up with it. Just to see, girl. Because if people would like to just watch you play The Sims on the internet, why wouldn't y'all want to watch me just play The Sims on the internet? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he wore her down. And it definitely reminds me of the whole why I eventually grew to not like Family Matters. I still like it. Like, I'll still watch it, right? It's a TV show. It's not real. But what it actually showcased is mean ass, no boundary respecting nerds that eventually guilt a woman into wanting them. It's a lot of guilting the woman. It's a lot of ignoring her boundaries, inserting yourself against her wishes, and then consistently crossing boundaries until she's weakened and just decides to go ahead and give you a try. And because, in all honesty, that type of boundary pushing is what I know most. Shout out to the fact that that's not, how I got into my marriage, thank God. But every other one, the way my mom and my dad got together, all of it was a bunch of boundary pushing, a bunch of applying a lot of pressure. Not all of them, y'all. Let me be clear. But some of the main ones were ones where somebody was applying a lot of pressure to me, and I eventually acquiesced and regretted it later because again, they would treat you terribly. If at any time they felt like you weren't as into them as they were into you, they will lie in wait. They will enjoy you. They will act like they love you, all of the things, until the moment where they can flip that shit on you and make you feel like you were never deserving of them. It's the craziest shit. And then you always be looking at them like, I don't know why I gave your ugly, fat, funky ass a chance. Not being fat phobic, just, as a word that I need to try to get. Girl, listen, I'm not having grown enough yet to stop using the New Orleans vernacular when ribbing people. I'm sorry. And fat funky just goes together so well in my mouth. The alliteration of it all, the way it sounds. Okay. I even realized editing myself that when I curse, it sounds even more harsh. And it's because I'm from New Orleans and we know how to hold our mouth when we throw the curse word at you. Okay? They tell y'all all the time, don't get no fucking cussing match with no Miami people and no New Orleans people. And one of the reasons why we know how to do it is because we know how to hit, like we huck the cuss word at your fucking ass. The fuck? Okay? That shit be all in the back of our throat. All right, y'all. Hold up. Let me read some of y'all comments before we get into this next thing. George O'Malley behavior, the good guy that guilts you into something with him. Yes. And people act like that's romantic. Yeah. And it's not. I stopped watching Family Matters when they put Laura and Steve together. For years, Laura never gave an inkling of wanting him. Child, they sprinkled a couple of episodes in there. Giving in, you literally will regret it. Most men approach relationships with women from a place of deception, and objective is to get them to give them. So absolutely. And this is from conversations I've had with men. Some of the most stand-up men that I know have had this conversation with me where they tell me, we have to lie to y'all because if we don't lie to y'all, you won't give us what we want. They don't want to just go find a woman they don't have to lie to. That's not fun. It's fun to convince the woman, like to lie to her, to manipulate her into giving over her power to you. That is what they want. They want to manipulate you and trick you because it's a game and it's fun. And it means they're smarter than you in a way that you're unaware of. And outside of that, they feel dumber than you. So playing on your emotions makes men feel smarter when they're actually dumber. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I listen to men debate on the internet all day long. And when I tell y'all, it's from old men to young men, black to white. These niggas are cuckoo. And then they think they be right. That's the craziest part. Listening to somebody be so wrong. They don't even understand what the fuck they saying to you. And they just start laughing and shit. And acting like, gotcha, bitch. I was like, no. Don't make no sense. And in my mind, like shit that don't make sense be aggravating me. So I've now started to like check into a detach mechanism when I realize that you've now been so fucking dumb that I'm about to get upset. I just shut my feelings off. It's a Gemini trick. It's been very, very effective for me in my life. Shout out to being a Gemini and being able to emotionally detach. Also being somebody that grew up just going back into her room and being alone and being better than being in a room with people. Listen. You're never going to really, really fuck over a person that can be in their house with just themselves for days at a time and be unbothered by it. Like, actually enjoy it more. It's very hard to fuck with people that can just go back to their house. You know what I'm saying? I've realized this. People really don't like this about me. Okay? I start feeling the way, listen, bitch, I can just go home. Let's get into it, girl. Shout out to House of Erin. Oh my God. Y'all, Erin is so cute. I love him.
School for free. We had to be at school at 7:45 a.m. for free. Nowadays, the children are being paid to attend class. Yes, it's being reported that Detroit Public Schools Community District is now paying middle schoolers $50 a week to go to class 5 days a week to be in all periods all throughout the day. This does include in-school activities, the pep rallies, the field trips. I mean, who doesn't want to get paid to go to a field trip? If you qualify, you get $50 a week. It does not, however, include excused absences. Okay, so you actually have to be in class. Now, the district is expanding this program after giving high school students $100 a week for perfect attendance. And the superintendent says this actually works, that absences are down, attendance is up, and the kids are in class actually learning. So y'all let me know, is this a good idea? They needed this when I was there, okay? Why did I go to school for free? I'm hurt. Your neighbors, back in my day, we had to go to school for free.
Yeah, this is cute. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this. Why not? Why not? See, when I was growing up and your parents, tried to incentivize you to make A's and shit, and then you actually made them, then they was like, yeah, I can't be paying you. You make too many good grades. And so they tell you, you make good grades for yourself. I'm not paying you. You make good grades for you so you could be smart and all of this shit. And yeah, that was when we thought that being smart would get you into a good college, which would get you a really good job, which would mean you would be able to get a really nice house, and you would be able to take vacations, and you would be able to retire early, and you know what I'm saying? You would be able to enjoy your life. Yeah, when we thought that was going to happen, we were more invested in our educations. When we realized that we had been bamboozled and led astray, we was just grateful that we had good educations and can retreat into books. Those of us that grew up before they started leaving motherfuckers behind, okay? Those of us that enjoyed a good book reading list, okay? I'm telling you right now, I was one of those kids, bitch. I was an AB student. I was looking at my transcripts from college, and I went from being on a dean's list. I had a 3.6, went to a 3.3. Then one semester I had a 2.8, and that shit had me stressed the fuck out. But if you knew what was going on in my life and I wasn't thinking about it like that, I was just like, I'm not doing good enough. This is me switching schools and dealing with my dad having cancer. And then being back at home. I was doing great at Clark Atlanta because I was happy to be there. I was involved in shit, and I was away from home. When I came back, LSU, I went down slightly, 3.3. The next semester, I went down even more. But this is more into like me actually going through all of this hard ass shit in my real life. I got to look at my my transcripts from when I actually graduated from UNO. But I definitely feel like I went back into the 3.0s. I got to look at it. But yeah, y'all, like, it'd be hard. It'd be hard, y'all. So low, I don't know if YouTube, okay, you know what, y'all, I think it's sometimes when we just be playing shit off of the internet, sometimes it's not as loud as it needs to be. But just basically saying that if the kids can come to school with no interruptions, $50 a week. And a lot of these kids, y'all, they be needing that shit. They be needing that money. Their parents don't be shit. Okay? The kids deserve to be incentivized. Anything to improve critical thinking skills. That's what I'm thinking. Because it was no different than the pizza parties. And if you get A's or B's in school, then you get to, be a part of the scholar program and all of the other shit. Child. It's hard out here for these kids. I think it's a good idea. Why not? Of course, people in the comments, no, not paying kids for doing literally the only thing they supposed to do. Okay. Don't incentivize them to do it. Okay. Like, what the fuck? This is actually cool and should have been around in 2006. Jokes aside, I struggled a lot with high school and I never saw the point of it all. So that 100 would have pushed me. I'm saying, like, we need money in this life. These kids are going to need money. This will probably help a lot of them from being in fucked up situations trying to get money in other ways. If I can just get the money going to school, I don't have to do some things that might get me put in harm's way. This is crazy. My daughter had 12 years of perfect attendance when she graduated and did it for free. She needs some back pay. Yeah, a lot of y'all are going to say this is a bad idea because you didn't get to do it. I can't stand y'all. This is actually ridiculous. Paying kids to do what they should be doing anyways. Pay those underpaid teachers for putting up with this mess, which includes the parents who can't get their children to go to school regularly. I mean, if y'all think that attitude is going to help, keep at it. Keep at it. Because y'all often have this attitude that because you don't like something, we shouldn't try it. I don't understand why the fuck y'all don't think these children shouldn't be incentivized to go to school. Like school isn't grueling. School fucking sucked. Let's be real. School wasn't fun. Like a lot of the times it was not fun. Y'all are not inventive. Y'all are not actually making the educational process interesting. It's boring. It's tedious. And I got to get bullied in this bitch. So you mean to tell me with all of that, we can't give them a little bit more incentive other than, oh, you just need to know how to do this? That's not good enough. That has never been good enough. If you can afford to, pay the teachers and pay the fucking kids. Thank you. Pay the teachers and pay the kids. Pay them both. Give them both, because y'all don't want to give their mamas no money. Remember? Y'all don't want to give their parents no fucking handouts. Well, these are children. So now what? Yeah, school is forced. The fuck? And so then from that, because this would incentivize them, right? Then we had this.
Y'all are raising men we can't hire. Y'all are raising men that we cannot hire.
The way, okay, so I'm already hearing this. I feel like, we're having conversations about how the single mothers on the internet are showing up because we're seeing them, right? But it's not just single mothers. It also be mamas too. And I also want to preface that I don't like when men have these conversations and they put it all on women, because the niggas, you're a nigga. Talk to the niggas. Talk to them about why they're not there. Talk to them about how they're not hireable. Let's be fucking for real. At large, most of these niggas, even in their 30s and 40s, are not hireable. Yes, society raises men.
I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. A lot of you all are building dependent boys who become undisciplined, dependent on their parents' men. We cannot employ these people. They're not on time. They do not answer to anyone. They think that they are always right. Listen, mothers, fathers.
The internet has aided in that as well, because it makes every stupid person feel like their fucking opinion is the same as somebody that studied something for a decade or went to school for it. They think their opinion is to be valued in the same way. But this goes back to y'all raising boys and men to think that they are due or entitled respect, that they're entitled things. Y'all teach men and boys that they're entitled to shit. And then you wonder why they don't want to work for anything. They don't want to do anything. It's because y'all tell them just being a man is good enough.
Others who think their kids are always right. And I need you to really listen to me when I say this, because I'm saying it, but other people want to say it as well.
This brother's absolutely right. You can't tell him nothing.
We can't tell y'all niggas nothing either.
Can't tell him nothing. I got a lawn care company, a little business on the side. I got 5 or 6 guys I'm paying out on payroll. One of my guys showed up 30 minutes late today. Oh, gee, it ain't a big deal. I said, you can get the hell on out of here.
Yeah.
You say what? Then he tried to get with me. I almost hit my hip. Because I keep it on. You parents better start raising your boys for these streets out here in the workforce. Because somebody else going to whoop them in line.
No, see, that's the same thing. That's the same mindset that got us here. Y'all always repeat the same answers. That what you think, everybody ain't been beating their kids? So you think these niggas that's running up on you because you said something weren't beat as kids? They were. They were already beat. What they're not teaching them is patience. What they're not teaching them is how to clean up behind themselves, how to be organized. You know why? Because they think all of that shit is feminine. Let's be very clear. These niggas can't work a job because y'all don't teach them emotional control and you don't teach them organization. And it's because a lot of y'all are not disciplined or organized and don't know how to emotionally regulate. And then you expect the children to come out into the world and be somehow magically good adults. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't connect.
And it just might be me.
Well, this is a skit. What part of it is a skit? Was it the other guy that was saying that y'all are unhireable? Was it the part where the guy said that the dude ran up on him and said what he said? What part of it was a skit? Y'all act like just because people are comedians, it means that they're not saying something that's true or real just because they're a comedian. Like, comedians also talk about real shit. They just say it with a joke at the end. I don't understand why y'all do this as if to invalidate what's being said. It's a skit. Girl, everything is a skit. The world is a show. The guy with the gray hair is a skit. I mean, okay. he's doing a skit based on the clip. He's not doing a skit. He's giving commentary. Why would that be satire? That's not, why would, I feel like you don't know. Anyway, it's commentary. It's not a skit. He's just sitting there talking. He's not pretending as if something happened that did not happen. Like, it's not a skit. My God. Anyway, let's move on, everybody. Jesus Christ. I don't know how it's a skit. I don't know how it's a skit. I mean, I'm so unclear on what the point of that. Like, you know, it's satire. That's not what satire is. He does what all of us do. We commentate. He posted a clip of somebody saying something, and then he said, "You absolutely right." And then he gave an example of what happened with him that validates what the man was saying. That's not satire. He doesn't have he didn't say he had a construction company. He said he'd have a little lawn service, a little business on the side. He didn't say he had a construction company. He said, I have a little lawn care business on the side. And I got a couple of guys that work for me. Where in that do you find satire? It would be a lie, but that's not satire. It's just very, very jarring. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's change the subject. That's not a skit, babe. That's just somebody lying. That's not a skit. He doesn't have a lawn care business. That doesn't make it a skit. That makes it a lie. I don't understand. And how do y'all know he doesn't have a lawn care business? Do y'all know him personally? Just like Drewski never had 5 kids in the MJ skit. Babe, the fact that you don't understand the difference between somebody sitting here saying something and somebody performing and acting, like the skit is the performance and the acting. This man just got up there and told y'all a fake story to make a point. That's not satire. That's not satire. That's not what a skit means, y'all. Oh, okay. Skit equals fake equals lie. Oh, okay. So they don't understand that, like, performance aspect is what makes it the skit. Just saying something does not make something a skit. He does live on TikToks and talks about himself. I have no idea who he is. Y'all proving the video right. Can't be told nothing. Always got to be right. Like, I'm so confused about what we're even talking about. Cause it's like you know what I'm saying? We're talking about the subject matter, right? The people that, it's a skit. You're so stupid. You thought that was real. It's just a skit. Well, the first man was real. He was talking about an issue. The second man came on and validated the issue. We talk about the issue. Y'all are like, but it's just a skit. He's a comedian. Okay. And yet and still, there's an issue with young people not understanding responsibility and emotional regulation, and apparently media literacy. Thank you. For us, satire is an artistic or literary form that uses humor, irony, exaggeration, and ridicule to expose and criticize the flaws, foolishness, or corruption of individuals, groups, or society, right? There was no irony. There was no exaggeration, and there was barely any humor. It was just, I had a situation that was just like it. And me, I'm the type that might pull my hip on you. You listen to respond. Y'all, isn't it so funny? Like, cause it's like, it's like they're stupid, right? But they don't get that they're stupid. And so they think that you're stupid. I don't know what's happening. I have no clue. I'm just going to move on to my next story like I keep trying to do. Y'all, let's get to Mckenna West, because I keep telling y'all that lady is a fucking creep, and I mean it. I don't know why, y'all, and this is one of them things that I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you to think that a bitch is crazy just from like how she look on the outside, because I think what I'm seeing is not just her outside. I think I'm seeing an energy coming off of her. The bitch is crazy. Y'all, Mckenna West is challenging the temporary restraining order that prevents her from seeing the baby she carried as a surrogate. So, and then they got people in the comments, because they're always, y'all, I'm realizing how cruel people are. This brought about an interesting thing for me. Like on Threads, I saw the women that are defending Mckenna, their argument is that those people didn't want the baby anyway, right? And I feel like what I eventually got to is that this is what I eventually got to. Hold up. So let me read this. Mckenna West, sorry, y'all. Mckenna West is challenging a temporary restraining order that prevents her from seeing the baby she carried as a surrogate or representing herself as his parent. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, West argues that because she gave birth to the baby in Texas, she is presumed to be his legal mother under Texas law, and says the biological parents would need to legally establish their parental rights there. The biological parents, Nasheen Gilkar and Omar Ahmed, currently have custody and medical decision-making authority. Their son, whom they call Rumi and West calls Gabriel, was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome and is receiving treatment. Okay. So the argument from a lot of these women that feel like she cares about the baby is they believe that life equals gift, right? And so that means if they're a mom and all they gave their child was life, now the quality of life, that would be the actual issue. So to me, slow motherfuckers believe that life is valuable by itself. They don't think about the quality of life. A woman on Threads said that yes, the baby would have to suffer, but that's no one's fault. So suffering is okay because it's no one's fault. So that tells me the only thing you care about is how you feel in the situation, right? Whose fault is it? The baby's suffering doesn't matter, right? Okay. So to me, what I came to with this situation and the people that are defending her, okay, is that a lot of women, because they are piss poor parents, right? They're not good parents. The way you act as if you are a better parent than you actually are is by acting as if you gave your child some gift by giving them life, right? Life is what's better than life, girl? Peace. Peace is better than life, bitch. Okay? Especially if your quality of life is significantly diminished. Meaning that if a baby is fucking suffering, it is not better for them to live than to be at peace in heaven with y'all's father. Okay? Y'all say the best place in the world is God, y'all father's heaven, right? So if a baby is going to either suffer in an extreme manner for the days of their life, I, as a person that can empathize with physical pain and feel like people shouldn't suffer merely for life's sake, I feel like it would be best for you to send that baby back to the Lord until it could come back down and, in one piece without no pain and stuff like that. Okay? But because you think that all it takes for you to be a good mother is to give a child life so that you can ignore the quality of life that you give those children. That's what y'all like to do. Because a lot of the women that feel like this, you probably give your own children a terrible quality of life and want them to be grateful that you gave them life. As if making me cognizant of a fucked up world means you're great or something. It reminds me of that argument that the son had in Claudine. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Claudine, but y'all know I reviewed it for my Now That We're Grown. And there's a moment where Claudine's son says to her, why didn't you abort me like those women who were slaves, and they would kill their babies so that they would not be born slaves? It's something I've always thought about, because even though I do appreciate the gift of continued life and people willing to suffer and all of that through this, I still feel like I would rather not have a baby for people to abuse, me personally, especially when given the actual choice to not have a baby suffer. And this is when I talk about how you don't care about children in pregnancy from the standpoint of actually caring about the baby as a human being and as a person. You care about it as a tool to punish women and to be racist. Because please understand, when the evangelicals decided that they wanted to pick up abortion as their flag to continue to carry throughout government, it was their way of being racist. Go look it up. Go look up how they couldn't be outright racist. So one of the only other ways to push their racist agendas was to make it seem like it was all about protecting the little babies. But when we actually start talking about protecting fucking kids, y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't do that. Y'all send children back into households where they're harmed. And you have weird bitches like this that feels like any life is better than no life at all, with no account for actual suffering. I think that's lacking in humanity, that you don't take into account the suffering and the quality of life. It means you don't actually care about the kids. And it's all about an image, and it's all about making you feel good about you. That's another thing. You raggedy bitches that are really giving y'all children terrible qualities of life, you want to feel like you're a good mom simply for going through labor and giving life to a child, and then you abuse it and then act like they're wrong for not liking your fucking ass because you gave them the gift of life. Girl, go to hell. The fact that this lady, to me, it felt like you always wanted to take them people's baby. And I said that shit. I said it felt weird. Some of the comments, she never had intentions to give their baby up. She was going to keep the baby. That's why she did the maternity shoot. Because we was all like, the fuck is you taking pictures for and posting them on the internet of you being pregnant with somebody else's baby? You're a surrogate, weird asshole. Also, it's something about her that gives a weird light skin, maybe biracial tea. I'm not exactly sure, but something's not right. And it's in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. Okay. It's given she had no intention of giving up the baby, even if the baby didn't have health issues. The story is so inappropriate, and this surrogate needs to be locked up and charged. Everyone forgetting that a surrogate does not have rights to a baby when they sign a contract, period. And then there are people that are like, but what about the humanity? I can't believe y'all are going against her, because we don't think she actually cares about the baby. That's why. because she feels like a weirdo bitch. And a lot of times when women are weirdos in these very conservative ways and they act like they care about the baby, they don't actually care about the baby. The baby is a means to an end. Whatever the end is, I'm not exactly sure. But I feel like she's getting money off this situation too. Because this story, whenever people, the conservatives have stories that go viral, they can put up GoFundMes and other conservatives will give them a whole bunch of money to support them because it's like, oh, you're going against the left. You're going against the liberals. You're going against the women that are for abortion because you're a representation of going against them. We're going to give you money. So it is absolutely giving grift. But the fact that y'all are agreeing that she should have this baby simply because they wanted to abort the baby when they realized they had a heart condition. They also weren't forcing her to have an abortion. They wanted to enforce it because it was in the contract that she agreed to. They had every right to. I believe she had every right to say, I don't want to have the abortion as the person that is the body. So I believe she had the right to say no, right? It's fucked up. But I do believe because she's the person pregnant, she had a right to say no. But what she does not have a right to do is keep them people's baby. You don't have a right to keep them people's baby. And you damn sure don't have a right to make decisions against what they ask you to do and then make them financially liable for it. That's another thing I don't like. Because it reminds me of how y'all let that lady, that black lady that died when she was pregnant, and y'all kept her body alive by fucking machines, you disgusting. Y'all kept that lady body alive by machines trying to incubate that baby. We ain't heard nothing about that baby since. But we know that lady was dead. Her body was dead. And they continue to let a baby bake inside of a dead body, which is one of the most fucked up things I can think of to do to a child. Children in utero need to be connected to an alive human being, you sick fuck. Anyway. In that situation, the state made the decisions and then they left the family with the medical bills. That's what this reminds me of. And I don't like it. Yes, she had the right to make that decision, but once you had that baby, give them people they fucking baby and let them figure it out. Why you walking like that? What you listening to? I think the baby passed. I think the baby did, but I just haven't heard about it. But yeah, the conservative shit, the creating scenarios of finding people, in the country that are going through certain things and using them to push some type of take your rights away type shit. I'm very glued into it and I don't like it. Y'all are very much being sucked into conservatism every fucking day. That's why I tell y'all, be aware of your phobias, right? Be aware of your phobias, people. It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to not want to fuck a bisexual man. It's okay to feel like a bitch is fat. It's okay. But that doesn't mean you get to be cruel and treat people like shit and argue for their degradation on the internet, re-triggering this whole shit where we are literally fighting for our fucking lives out here. We fighting for our lives. Y'all need to do better out here. I don't like this lady. I knew I didn't like the lady when I saw her face. Her face gave me pause. I know weird bitches like that. Like bitches that try hards that you can't really trust. They smile in like this desperate way. It should make you scared. That's how she looks to me. Sometimes I feel like I've, a certain personality type, once I've interacted with it, I can see it in other people. I think that's what they actually meant when they would say people be having spirits on them, because it's a certain type of energy that certain people will have when they fucked up in a certain way. But we got to be all spiritual about everything. So you then make the language like it's a demon from another world on the bitch. No, they have similar energies that you've seen before in crazy motherfuckers. Okay. No, they should be suing her. She crazy as hell, y'all. She is crazy as hell. You should, exactly. Don't be a surrogate if you can't do what the people asking you to do. If you can't emotionally detach from it, do not become a surrogate. You don't get to be, agree to something, renege, and then try to take them people baby. That shit crazy. Very much Gilead. Did you see her interview? I do not want to see her interview because I already know it's gonna be a lot of space cadet. I don't wanna. Don't stress me out. Oh wait, so the dead lady's baby's name is Chance and he is still alive with the father. Okay. So the baby is still alive. Okay. That's some terrible shit. I still don't like that they did that. I feel like the fact that you don't respect a woman's body enough to respect her wishes. I don't like y'all. I just, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't like it. I don't care. Hey, Bondy, I know we don't do much white people news, but did you see Rosie on Jimmy? I know. Oh, yeah, that's old. I mean, not old, but it happened, like a month or so, 2 months ago. But yeah, I saw it and it was funny. And then they didn't want to air it. I remember. She did a song. I'll save it for my Friday show if I can find it. Let's move on. Tupac murder trial gets heated as former death row security figure admits he knows who was present for shooting but refuses to snitch on Keith D. I'm not going to send him to prison. You niggas is such bitches. It's hilarious. And not to say that you should, turn on somebody just cause, but it just be the way y'all be so scared. Like, keep going to jail, bro. That's what it give. Keep going to jail. But it's giving you a scared. And I feel like you too old to still be this scared.
I don't want to send him to prison. Sure. Even though we don't like each other.
Look at the way, so you mean to tell me he a bad person, you don't like him, but you don't want to send him to prison? Yeah. Y'all be weird like that.
Sure. I don't want to send you to prison. So that's
because y'all act like it's empathy, but it's really not. Y'all act like it's sympathy for something. It's actually not.
I'm here where I'm at and where I am because I changed my life. I'm raising my grandkids, teaching them never to be like their papa. And here I am explaining to people what I used to be. And I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that at all. And you asking me questions that can hurt him. And like I told them, I'm trying to avoid to answer the questions that they might look at me and say, something is wrong.
Well, let me put this way. Let me help.
You don't want to look like a snitch. That's what that is. But you sitting on the motherfucking stand talking. Child. I mean, he had to be there. He had to be there.
Okay.
So these people right here, what they want to know from you is, did you see who shot Tupac?
I told you no.
Correct.
I don't want to send him to prison.
Jay, I caught it, babe. I promise. It's cool. That's why I don't be trying to call out nobody specifically all the time, right? Because I don't know who y'all talking to. It's confusing sometimes for me. So please forgive me in the moments when I think you're playing with me, but you're really not. Please forgive me. Okay, I'm not trying to be all, I'm not. But sometimes it was like, wait a minute, who are all these motherfuckers in the comments? Who are these people? Wait a minute, what's happening? Okay? But nah, I picked up on it as we kept talking. It's cool. Trust me. And unless somebody say, you just like the other day was you anytime. Listen, bitch, I don't just anything. As long as I don't see it, I don't just anything, bitch. Even when I say I'm just saying, I've thought about what I'm about to say. I didn't just say anything. I don't just do anything, bitch. I'm very intentional. Because that lady had said, you just, girl, blocked. All right, Jay, girl. I see you, girl. It's cool.
Sure. Even though we don't like each other. Sure. I don't want.
You looking at, okay, first he's about, even though we don't like each other, you scary. That nigga looking at you like you better not say nothing.
I want to send you to prison. So that's why I'm here where I'm at and where I am.
Let me read this shit. This nigga sound crazy. Like, I'm sorry, but sometimes I feel like hoes, niggas is hoes. They act like they're being brave by not snitching to the government, which on some degree I understand. Okay? I'm a nigga at heart. I understand these things. But at the same time, it be a nigga that's flawed. It be a grimy ass, fuck ass nigga that would have killed your mama and everybody else, and you will still get up there and be like, yeah, no, I don't want him to go to jail. I don't want to hurt him. What the fuck wrong with you? Eye for an eye, a tooth for a fucking tooth. You know what I'm saying? Neighbors, the Tupac Shakur murder trial got heated after former Mob Piru member and Death Row Records security figure James Mob James McDaniel. So you mean to tell me you walking around with a name like Mob James, sitting up here hitting and hemming and hawing and shit? All the real niggas are dead. Mob James McDonald made it clear he wasn't interested in helping send his old rival, Dwayne Keith D. Davis, to prison. Child, this is like when you find out that some of the Democrats are actually Republicans. You niggas, you know what I'm saying? When you find out that God created the devil. You know? You think it's opposing, right? You feel like these are warring ideals. They're against each other. And then you realize, no. The perfect example of this, y'all, Menon. Okay? Menon would be the field that they played on. It's a movie reference from The Craft. But in The Craft, when they explain the God that they serve, their God was the ground that God and the devil was playing their game on, right? God and the devil are playing chess, and Menon is the ground that they're standing on as they play the game, the board that they're playing on, that type of shit. And it just reminds me of like people always using opposing ideals to manipulate people. You may not want to look at God like that, right? You know, if you're a Christian. But do think about the way people use warring ideals as a way to manipulate you. Because that's what that made me think about. If God made the devil and God and the devil are sitting across from each other like peers, merely having a debate with no real emotional attachment. And we're all just pawns in this game that they're having fun playing. Well, then as a pawn, I'm going to get pissed off. just a smidget, bitch. And I do feel like that is the same mentality with the Republicans and the Democrats, right? But I also feel like we got to do something, bitch. So when y'all be like, I'm not either one. Okay, well, create another party so we can do something. But just not doing nothing, I know y'all don't think that's going to do anything. But yeah, light as a feather, stiff as a board ass bitch. Like, and that's what I'm saying about him. Like, Keith D, y'all are from warring, you know, cliques. And you have the opportunity to put a nail in a nigga coffin in some type of way after warring with them for decades. And you like, I don't really want to hurt him. I mean, real nigga shit, we've been trying to kill each other for all these years. That's really one of my closest friends. Some old Nas Jay-Z ass shit. After we done fucking each other's bitches and tearing each other apart, let's go on tour together. Let's make this money together. I feel like that would be really great for us. Yo, divide and conquer. Yes, divide and conquer. A binary system will never create a third option. And that's why in order for us to get out of this fucked up system, y'all have got to let go of the binary thinking that y'all tend to have. I saw somebody do a video today talking about how y'all can't stand the person that can call out what's going on with nuance. Because to a person that don't understand, it'll sound like you talking out of both sides of your neck. And I can remember somebody saying that shit to me. I'm like, bitch, I'm not talking out of both sides of my neck, but I understand that multiple things can be true at the same time. And it's all about your perspective. And I give room for that. And it's also critical thinking. It means that I can look at other people's perspectives as well as my own. I don't just hold my own perspective. I can hold another person's perspective and understand that as well. And I feel like that's what you learn in playing chess, is you have to think about the opposing side of things as well as your own, because it's the best way for you to assess how you should move. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Nigga, life be nuanced and complex and all of that. And y'all be looking for simplified answers to make y'all feel comfortable. And that's not how any of this shit actually works. That's why conservatism be having niggas in a tizzy, because it gives you simplified, dumbed down understandings of nuanced issues that you really need to understand. There are layers to the shit. That's why they rely on people being stupid. Because then you'll get upset. You'll get agitated. You won't even want to fully understand what's going on because it will overwhelm you. That's why they released them files the way they did. Too much. That's why they got a news story every week, every day. It's another news story with these people. And they did that the first time around. And I noticed it, especially because I was literally working in the news. So I was covering these stories and seeing the shit. So I was like child rudely aware of what the fuck was going on. And I realized that keeping the news cycle like that is also a form of energy vampirism. It's a form of abuse. It keeps us as the public kind of like feeling chaotic and anxiety filled and unsure of our future. And when you feel unsure of your future, it heightens your emotions. So when y'all see all of these people that spazzing out, fighting all over the place, people are getting killed more, people are stalking more, like all of this shit, that's why it elevates. That's why it's so important to really like protect your energy, like my girl be saying all the time. Shout out to Erica De Niro. So y'all, let's get into this. Howie Mandel reveals that exactly white people's news. I did have a little white people's news. It wasn't the white people's news y'all asked me about, but it was white people's news. Howie Mandel. So I have been holding on to this clip that I saw on TikTok of Howie Mandel for a minute because I was like, yeah, this is what we be talking about when we say niggas don't need daddies all the time. Go watch They Live, 1988. Babe, put that in your phone. Yeah. The year of the great one. All right. All right, y'all. So I've been holding on to this clip, but let's get Howie Mandel reveals he pays $25 for sexual service despite 48 years of marriage. And some people, might think this is not a big deal. Let's be made uncomfortable by Kurt Franklin.
Oh, babe. Oh.
What is happening? Yeah, we can't go through that again. That's too much. Okay. All right. So Howie Mandel said the quiet part out loud on podcast. Howie Mandel does stuff. Sitting next to his daughter. Okay. And co-host Jackie Schultz with guest Camila Araujo, I'm thinking that's Araujo, some type of hoe. On the mic, he casually admitted to paying for sexual services at massage parlors. Okay, so hand jobs by immigrant masseuses. Okay. All right, that's that we have to write that down because that's important. When his daughter had to ask if that counts as cheating, Araujo didn't hesitate. Yes. When pressed on whether his wife would be upset, Howie just told his daughter to call her mom and find out herself. Schultz joked that her dad was gone a lot. Okay. Now let's go to the clip I saved.
I'll tell you a little bit about it. So,
not that one. Here it is.
Wait, I just realized you grew up with him.
I did. It
As
wasn't
your
like
dad.
this. It wasn't good. It wasn't fun.
Oh,
Well,
no.
you weren't fun.
You weren't fun.
You were a
stopped
bitch. You were a bitch. Sorry.
So this is from that same podcast. Hold up. I'm writing it down. Hold up. Calls daughter a bitch. So this is this is a key component to a patriarchy. This is a key component. Eventually getting to the moment where you call your daughter a bitch. True testament to if your father is a misogynist that is abusive but also hates women, doesn't trust women, finds them manipulative, is a father that will eventually call his daughter a bitch to her face. Okay. All right. Let's continue.
Let's see. And you're sure you're actively married?
48 years to her mother.
He was gone a lot.
You see how they left out the part in that article where he called her a bitch? I love that they left that out. So let's see. First of all, you're talking about hand jobs. And when you say you go to massage parlors, I'm going to point out the fact that they're probably immigrants. Because usually massage parlors that give hand jobs for $50, yeah, those are usually immigrants. So y'all are taking advantage of marginalized people, exploiting the fact that they need to make their money through sex labor. That's that. So, you know, again, with people admitting to doing illegal things on the internet and nothing happens to them. Yeah, girl, nobody's at work. They fired everybody. Dad gone a lot. So you are an absentee parent, which means you probably don't even really see your daughter as a real like connection as a child, more so like an adult, which is why you're creepy, right? Having these conversations like this and kind of just being so blunt about it. And then the idea that you cheated on mom. And then you call the daughter a bitch. So basically, Howie Mandel is a piece of shit. And this is also how I think most white men kind of are. Like, I want to be clear, like, men ain't shit. But like when people talk about white men specifically, like what I've kind of, you know, the middle to like just understand that most of them have the ability to have a family and be a part of their kids' lives and then be like a serial rapist. Like they have that you don't really know what you're actually getting from this person all the time. And you should be weary of that. I'm not sure why they just skated over the way he called her a bitch 2 times.
Does not
To her face
Wait,
like
I
that. It just, girl, I was triggered. I don't know about you, but I definitely had that moment, right? I had that moment. And it really, you know, listen, so many things had happened that had just been slowly but surely taking little pieces away from me. Like, I don't even know how else to explain it. But the day that nigga called me a bitch, my God. Do you know why he called me a bitch? The reason makes it chef's kiss. The reason why he called me a bitch is because I had gotten a scholarship to go to Georgia State University after I had to come back to LSU, did not like it, and wanted to go back to Atlanta because Tyler Perry Studios was about to open. And I had been working in the theater department at Clark Atlanta University, and the head of the department was an actress that had been in Tyler Perry's movies. And I was in plays, and I was having a great time. And I had a narcissistic girlfriend that I was in love with. And so I wanted to go back to Georgia after he made me come back. I got into Georgia State University full ride, except for I needed money for room and board. He called me a bitch. because I didn't understand why he would not help me. He asked me to figure it out, and I figured it out. And then he said, you can't take your car, you can't take your furniture, you can't take anything, and I won't help you. So I went to UNO. So yeah. Howie Mandel's abusive. Whoa. Whoa. Right? Just the name Howie Mandel makes you feel like somebody that you're not going to really take that seriously. But whoa, what a douche. Right? It's okay, y'all. I'm a thug. It's okay. Okay? That's why I say, all the time, like, I earned the peace that I carry these days. It was hard. Okay? It's very, very hard. Like, but let's move on, y'all. Okay. So, I appreciate y'all. I do. No. Like, you don't get explanations. You don't get apologies. None of that shit. It's just, it is what it is. He'll buy something. You know what I mean? He'll leave you money. He might, if he had the energy at that time, he might cook, one of my favorite meals or some shit. My dad was kind of, you know how when your mom, I know we about to get into this. You know how when your mom, whips you for something and then like, she was wrong. Like she might've cursed you out or something like that. And it was her being impatient and she knows she wrong, but she don't apologize, but you be in your room and then she just come to the door and be like, put your shoes on. Come on. We about to go get something to eat. And we'll stop at the store and you can get that little game you want. Like that's the type of shit my dad would do. You know what I'm saying? Or, the next day you come home and he done made veal chops and parsley potatoes and honey vegetables. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Yeah, my dad would buy me jewelry. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember. It's a lot of it's interesting now because I used to think I had a really good memory, but now that I'm older and I've I be trying to remember certain things. Child, I saw one of my cousins who I hadn't thought about. She was coming around a lot before Katrina happened, and then I didn't see her or hear or think about her again until I saw her a couple of weeks ago, and everything came flooding back. Like that shit be so weird when it happens. Even babe, when I hung out with Joy, like I know me and Joy were besties, like we're together all the time, but it's like you internally forget about it until you get around a person, and then all of the feelings and memories start coming back in a way that you haven't really thought about in a long time. That's why when people have said rude shit to me because they're like bitches and hate that I'm right all the time. And they'll say, you need to hurry up and heal. And it's like, well, bitch, healing isn't exactly linear, ho. You don't remember shit all at once. You don't keep memories of all of this shit. Honestly, things just tumble out sometimes in the most inopportune moments. And now you're remembering some fucked up ass shit that you ain't thought about in like 25 years and all of that. Hey, your brain be trying to protect you. The fuck? That's why whenever we have conversations about women being assaulted and y'all ask, well, why she ain't say something back then? Why you just now saying something? Girl, the way that your brain will be trying to make you just keep moving and forget about the shit. Like, my mama would give me the freedom. My mama would give me freedom to offset. So, we sneak and do things. Don't tell your daddy. Type shit. That's how. So, you know, girl, that's why by the time I got to 21, I was exhausted. Like, oh my God. Lyric was like a breath of fresh air. Anyway. So yeah, Amara La Negra, y'all have to look this up. You got the dropsies? No motherfucking dropsies. Amara La Negra publicly confirmed her romantic relationship with Dominican lawyer and businessman Gabriel Reyes. Cause y'all, the caption was in Spanish. I had to Google it. I'm sorry. Okay. Who Gabriel Reyes is. He is a Dominican attorney, businessman, and the manager of a music artist, Secreto. Okay, or Secreto. How it was revealed. Amara announced the relationship on the talk show Desiguales, where she works as a co-host. She referred to him as her media narana. Media nararana. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but I'm saying it right. That means he her soulmate. And y'all know how I don't trust whenever she start talking about somebody her soulmate. Girl. Cause y'all know Amara is a delusional love story, allowed a nigga to play in my face cause I love him ass nigga. You know, yeah. She one of them, girl. You know. To me, that stuff you do early on in life. I don't know how women stretch out this type of shit into their 40s. Cause I'm personally just too tired for that type of shit. I don't know how y'all drag some of this shit out as long as y'all do. It makes me tired thinking about it. Amara stated that while she is happy to share her joy, she plans to keep most of her personal life private. Gabriel Reyes. Okay. He looks like he bleaches, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not. Maybe not. No. Wait, no, that's not him. I'm trying to see if I can find the guy because she said who he was, but I'm trying to see. Trying to turn this into something. What y'all think about him? Look at him. What y'all think? Y'all know. I don't like you to judge people by what they look like, but I do like you to make an educated assessment, okay? You ain't got to roll with it. You ain't got to treat people like shit because you think they're a fuck nigga, but you could have it in the back of your mind just in case later on something happened. You be like, yeah, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't shocked. They all speaking in Spanish, so I don't know nothing nobody's saying. Oh my God, oh Dios míos, wait a minute. Okay, we got to look at that. Hold up. All right, I'm back. Okay, oh Dios míos. All right, here they go. Yeah. Started from the. Oh my God. Y'all, what the fuck? Y'all, what the fuck is this? Girl, look at this. Girl, what are they doing? Why are they up there? I am so afraid. Oh, Dios míos. Y'all know that's like one of my favorite phrases. Don't ask me why. I don't know where I don't know where I heard "Oh, Dios míos" to the point that I say it all the time, but it's just a part of my vocabulary. Because oh my God, like it just sounds better when you say "Oh, Dios míos" to me. Like that sounds better than oh my God. Yeah. Again, "Oh, Dios motherfucking míos." They're on a beam. Like, isn't it the perfect, like, symbolic representation of how she's willing to put herself in danger for men? Isn't it like kind of perfect? Doesn't it like tell the story? Like sometimes, like I feel like people are very like subconscious. So they don't realize when they're showcasing what's actually going on, and it's because they have a blind spot. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I'm always checking myself. I'd be like, oh my God, please make sure you're not. Don't be a narcissist. Don't be a narcissist. Do you have empathy in this moment? Yes. Okay. We're still good. I'm always self-checking. Yeah, y'all. I'm praying for Marla Negra and her children because I don't trust her. Like, I don't trust her. I don't trust that she picks men that aren't colorist. I don't trust that she picks men who won't disrespect her. Like, I just don't trust that she is going to choose a man that is going to be respectful and not a liar and not purposefully harmful and not like, you know, smiling in your face, but like praying for your downfall and like secretly competing with you and then trying to isolate you and then ultimately abusing you and then talking down on you and then eventually calling you like a nigger or something like that. Like, I don't know, but I'm like scared. Because we've been down this road with you before. Like, we went down this road with you. And, you know, Love and Hip Hop is not on, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're not going to have to see it. I'm not going to have to feel it. That's all that matters. I won't have to feel it. Marla Nigga, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I won't have to feel it myself. I won't have to be triggered. Amada is Portia. Yes. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Absolutely. So, you guys, I just want to end with Tracee Ellis Ross. Okay. So Tracee Ellis Ross was on Trevor Noah's podcast, and she was talking about going to boarding school. And I told y'all, I don't know if y'all heard me say, but I watched her show, and because she had her second season and she went back to, you know, her travel show. It's on Tubi. She went back to or whatever it's called, child, whichever one it is. Roblox, girl, I don't know. Whichever one it is. She has her travel show. She went to Switzerland. That is where she went to boarding school. She was in boarding school from ages 12 to 14, she said. It wasn't until her mom got pregnant with Aiden Ross, which is, y'all know that's the son's name, right? The one that's with the Ashley Simpson. Yeah. The one they be trying to act like it might be Michael Jackson's kid and all of that shit. Y'all be having the craziest conspiracy. Roku, thank you. Y'all be having the craziest conspiracy theories. Thank you. Roku is what I was thinking about. Thank you, Chandra. But yeah, so when I was watching it, I noticed how emotional she was. And y'all, a lot of times I feel like shit be coming off like it's messy sometimes, but it's really like coming from a place of empathy. So it's not like I'm trying to find issue with her mom or anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come at it from that standpoint. I have my, like, you know, my side eye for Diana Ross for numerous of reasons. I still feel like she was in some ways a loving parent to her children because they speak highly of her. They want to be near her. They want to be around her, right? But I still feel like there's a level of selfishness a woman that comes off like Diana Ross would have. You know what I'm saying? There would be the male identified pick me, Evan Ross. Thank y'all. Thank you. Evan Ross. Y'all know it'd be so many fucking people. My Rolodex be, you know. But I noticed how sad she was when she talked about it. And it made me wonder, you know, what she might be feeling being sent away. And then this joke was made. So, hold up. Yeah, let me.
So Tracee Ellis Ross was just on Trevor Noah's podcast. And on the podcast, she realized, oh my God, I was probably sent to boarding school because my mom had just gotten a new man.
You know what would help you ship off your child? A new spouse.
What's so ridiculous is my mom had a new spouse. I've never thought of it from that perspective.
I wanted to talk about it because think of all the poor, lower middle class, truly middle class kids who went through stuff, who have these tense, you know, either teenage years or maybe even younger because their mom got a new man living in the house. Like, it's showing, like, poor, rich, like those problems are still the same. The only difference is that rich people can fix the problem by sending their older kids to boarding school and like, oh, come in, new man. So
Yeah. Yeah. And that was basically what she was saying. And then there's some
Went home to Stad and Hod, where I went to boarding school when I was 13. And then I went home.
Okay. I'm gonna play it off screen just in case, y'all.
And then I went home to Stad and Hod, where I went to boarding school when I was 13.
And it looked from your reaction like almost nothing had changed.
It was like walking into a time machine. Like I was moved to tears numerous times, revisiting those feelings of being away from home and the deep gratitude I have for that experience that my mother gave me and my sisters. It was really moving to go back.
And also, like, this is not like to make her mom look bad or anything. It's just one of those situations because I honestly do feel like it is a coveted experience that she had. You know what I mean? When she talks about all of the different types of people she was able to connect with and become friends with and how it made her become a citizen of the world. And, you know, I feel like for me, my sister, my oldest sister, made me a citizen of the world. She's the person that took me on my first, you know, international, you know, for real trip, like not Mexico or something like that. Like we went to Italy together when I graduated from high school. And then, you know, ever since then, y'all know your girl has been about getting back across the water. And doing this has aided me in doing that. And I've been to several other countries since then. So, you know, and it is, it gives you a better perspective on life. It makes you understand America a little bit better. And it makes you know that there can be a better way of doing things. And I feel like that's why they don't want you to leave. That's why they create this energy that makes you stay here. It's almost like a gravitational pull. Because they don't want you to get out of here and realize that this shit is as fucked up as it is and it doesn't have to be. And I really, really I just love this energy that she encompasses. And they talked about it on the podcast, how she is this very down-to-earth, funny, goofy, intelligent, sexy. Like she's all of herself. Like she's all of herself. And she said something in the podcast that made me think about that comment about being pedestalized that Takara made, right? Like, why wouldn't I want to be pedestalized? And, you know, Tracee Ellis Ross in this same kind of vein says, you know, I don't want, she didn't say pedestal, but she was like, I don't want to be up there. Like it was even a hand movement to showcase that it's the same thing. No, because if I'm up there, I have to shrink myself. And no, you know, when I'm out in the world and I'm being Tracee Ellis Ross, I get to be all of myself. I get to be big. I get to be small. I get to be funny. I get to be goofy. I get to be myself. Why is it, do you think that when I get into a relationship with you as a person, as a man, I should then start shrinking myself to be with you? And to me, I was just like, that's an even better way of speaking on what I was saying outside of, you know, the political climate of it all. Yes, like this constant asking women to shrink as if women being smaller has done us any favors. It has not pushed the needle forward. It's actually pushed us back. The more, and when I say this, like the more equity and power that women acquire, I believe the better the world is. I think you can basically test the civilization based on how they treat their women and children. If they have high regard for their women and children, that would mean that they protect them from predators. That would mean that they would have more starch requirements for positions of power. And you wouldn't just be putting anybody in a seat just because they were your fucking friend or your partner or some stupid shit like that. Right? There will also be the mentality that the children are the center, not the man. Meaning that mothers would not have the mentality of moving their children out of the way and pulling and pushing on their children emotionally based on what's happening with some fucking man. Like there's so much going on here that is so deeply rooted in how toxic it is here. And I feel like that is heavily reflected on social media and the things that people say and who they side with and how they don't care about character flaws. They care about religion. They do not care about character flaws. I find that very odd. It's an odd dichotomy to me, to act as if you are morally superior while having no real morals, because your morals should be based in your character. It's a disconnect. It's a disconnect. But I am thoroughly fascinated by women like Tracee Ellis Ross. Oh, and then let's just do one more thing since we're talking about empowered women. And y'all know how I love me. I love me some Corinne Steffens, okay? Okay, listen.
Tell you a little bit about it. So I started dating my ex.
And this is old, right? This is old. She did this podcast for like a smidget a couple of years ago. But after that it was over. And she didn't go back. I think they may not have paid her or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But either way, she didn't go back to do it again. And she's been on I think she had a baby for that chef. And I think the chef is the person that she's talking about in this video. And we did have the conversation about giving, niggas a chance, or people who you're not attracted to, giving them a chance and allowing them to wear down your boundaries by love bombing you. And this is another reason why, you can't really, as a woman, carry all of this guilt and shame sometimes. Because yes, there is a level of responsibility that you owe to yourself in order to be discerning about people that may be harmful to you, right? Because a lot of women enjoy that shit. So they allow it because they enjoy the toxicity of it. So you have some accountability in that. But the actual act of love bombing somebody is being manipulative, lying to them and preying on them. And the fact that you expect the person that is unaware of this to be accountable for how they were lied to and manipulated because of the love bombing, I feel like it's kind of like an unfair thing that we do to women in order to victim blame in some capacity. Because you can have accountability for how you need to move forward so you don't keep experiencing these things. But that's not for somebody else to say, and that's not for somebody else to put on you. You know what I'm saying? He's engaged or married to Sin Santana now. Oh wow. So they share a baby daddy. That's wild.
Well, let's say this. For the next year and a half, I would not date him. Because number one, he wasn't my type.
Okay.
On paper, he was good though, but just physically, he wasn't my type. He was too good. He's a nerd, Okay. So he like no swag, walked in his steepy toes, like shaped a little funny, but he was
passive aggressively stinging that nigga.
He was it was, and he was a lot younger than I was too. So I was like, I don't know, I'm not. For a year and a half, this young man was everything. He would be what? Okay.
Yeah.
He would do every day. I had lunch. I was always working, always busy. He'd call me. Did you eat? Which everyone knows is one of those things where if somebody cares about if you ate today.
She posted it once she posted the baby on her stories one time, I remember. And I don't even think she has her Instagram anymore.
They care about you as a person every day. Did you eat? Did you eat? If I didn't eat, I would come home. There'd be Postmates waiting for me. One time this man was on business and sent me Postmates.
And you say he had no swag. That's a swaggy move right there.
I was moving into a new place. The cable people didn't show up. He bought me my first Apple TV. He was like, girl, you don't need cable, girl. Had Postmates, go to Target, get me my Apple TV. I get whatever I need. Anytime he sensed something needed to be done, he would take the initiative and do it. We would have sleepovers. He wouldn't touch me. He understood that I didn't want to date him, but we bonded for a year and a half. Became the best of friends. And I thought, this is so sweet. He understands I'm not ready to date because I had just gotten out of my third marriage or something. And I just wasn't ready. So for a year and a half, he played it so cool. We started dating.
Y'all, a year and a half is a if you know how a nigga playing a long game, waiting a year and a half, just keep showing up. Honestly, I feel like that's why I feel like people in general, you really should not fully trust them until you've known them for 2 years. And the reason why I say that is because usually the mask will fall off after the 1.5 years. Based on just my own experience, usually within the first 2 years, because you're going to go through the love bombing stage, but that is going to quickly turn into the other shit. Maybe within a 6 months to a year for normal people. But a nigga that got the patience to play a long game is a dangerous motherfucker.
And we stayed together for another like 5-6 years or something like that. As soon as we started dating, as soon as the relationship went from platonic to intimate, when I tell you instant change, by the end of that week, he was a different person. All of a sudden, he was disappearing. He was gone for months at a time. His phone, he'd be off social, off everything. He'd just disappear.
He left you hungry.
Yeah, he left me hungry. I had to order my own Postmates.
That's crazy.
And to be clear, men don't change from using these tactics. It may look like, oh, he's being better to the next bitch, but people are who they are, in my opinion, even if you don't see it.
Everything changed. He didn't have everything. Everything about him changed. Everything. And I spent the next 5 years or whatever chasing that initial 1.5 years, the feeling that I had for 1.5 years. Wow. I remember telling all my friends how perfect he was, that even though I wasn't ready to date, he was still caring for me and making sure I had everything I needed.
She actually did not have that baby. She got an abortion. The baby that she posted was the baby of a friend of hers. She always playing fucking mind games. She always playing mind games, bruh.
And it was just always there for me. And I spent the next 5-6 years like chasing that or whatever. And our story ended really badly because I got so hooked on that first 1.5 years of like just love, and that he was able to toy with me for the rest of the entire relationship. And then I thought I was crazy. Like I literally thought I was nuts. Wow. And it was so bad. He blamed me for everything that happened in his life. He blamed me for him losing his job. He blamed me when he got an apartment that was too expensive for him that he could barely afford. He blamed me. It was all my fault somehow. And that's part of the devaluation. And then he would just discard me. Like, I'm done with you. So I was just always out on a ledge thinking I'm a horrible person, you know, and I did all these things. It's my fault. Your life is the way that it is. And now you're just going to leave me like this, feeling guilty. And it's the worst kind of abuse. It happens very quietly and very slowly. I'll tell you.
It does. And sometimes it's like a death of 1,000 cuts, because how they switch up is the little comments, right? First, it's these little comments that you question yourself about. What was that? Like, what was that about? Then misunderstanding you when you say something and then turning it into an argument, and you're confused about how we even got here. Wait, what's happening? And that's because they need to make you feel like you've done something wrong. And once they made you feel like you did something wrong, you apologize, right? Because you're thinking it's a misunderstanding, right? That makes them think, okay, now I can push you a little bit further. And so then they'll get back cool, everything will be fine. And then y'all will have another weird disagreement that you feel like doesn't really make sense based on how y'all have been able to understand each other before. And then these little moments will start to gather, and eventually you'll get like aggravated, right? And you'll like be like, man, fuck you, whatever. You'll finally stop being nice about it. And that's when they really, really ramp it up. They ramp it up then, because now you're giving them the fight back. And once they get you into the fight back, then it becomes like this really antagonizing, talking down on you shit. Like where before it was these little comments or little jokes and I'm just playing, little light shit, right? Eventually it gets into actually talking down to you once they've convinced you that you keep doing shit wrong. Because then you're able to deal with the devaluation because it's been happening slowly over time, right? And so, you know, after they talking to you crazy like that, and you might stay with him. That's why I tell y'all, if a nigga call you a bitch, skate, right? Because that's an opening. Don't talk to me like that. There should be a level of which you don't allow a motherfucker to pass. Because once they've passed it, that was I'm crossing your boundary because I'm planning on pushing them, right? And the more I push your boundaries, the more you're willing to basically play yourself for me in a way that I feel like I wouldn't do for you, it means I've won. It means I dominated you because I convinced you to truly love me and then to have sex with me and share your body with me. And now that I am on top of you, I can throw you away and make you feel like the nothing that you made me feel like when you didn't want me. That. I know it well. That's why when I see self-abandoning, that's why it doesn't take much for me to be peeping the shit and being like, okay, well, that's what it is. Because it's always the same thing. Like, it's always the same formula. It always feels the exact same way. Like, you questioning why the fuck, like, why you coming at me like that? And that goes from romantic relationships to friendships. Because I've had fucking friendships where people do that shit to me. Like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on? Like, who you talking to? And it's because they will rely on you to be the bigger person and all. That's why I say you got to stop being a bigger person sometimes. That don't mean you always got to engage in a way that takes from your energy. But it does mean sometimes you're going to have to tell people, man, suck my you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to cuss like a New Orleans person. That's why we cuss like that, because the cuss got to come up from way up and through here. You've pissed me off. The cuss word has to throw out that feeling, okay? So that's why the fuck and all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to have that to it because we got to release the energy of it. We got to throw it right back on you. And when we curse at you, like, we can yuck your yum. Do you hear me? And me personally, like, say what you will, but I know my energy, and I don't even have to say words sometimes, and I can just make people feel. I don't even have to say words. It's facial expressions and body language, and I said it all. Your feelings are hurt. I didn't say anything. Look at you. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Thank y'all. Okay, super chats. Tall fam. Hey boo, thanks for your live this week. You've been seriously making my day. I can get in a funk sometimes with this cancer journey with hubby. Thank you. Oh, I'm praying for you. Thank you for being here. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad. Thank you. Charlie L. Is that how you? Or Sherelle? Girl, why are you doing this to me, Char? Thank you for the super chat. What he's doing is called covert narcissism. Girl. Which one? Which one? Chloe, thank you, Bondy, for your commentary. Thank you for watching. It's me, Kia. Thank you for the super chat. I think there's something to what he said. Lisa Ray sent her daughter to boarding school when she got married. Her daughter was hurt by that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we get over these things, but they still leave the sting that they leave at the moment that they leave them. That's why she was so emotional about it. Because, yeah, it's a beautiful experience. It ended up being a good thing, but it was hard when it was hard, and it was hurtful when it was hurtful. And, you know, I understand. I understand. Anyway, y'all, that's the show. Thank y'all for being here today. I am going to go and see what the diva got on her channel today. Thank y'all for being here. Make sure you tip your YouTubers, tip your content creators. All right, y'all. Bye.